Hello, I'm Daphne from the Fibre Co. Welcome to our Digital Trunk Show. We're here today in the beautiful Lake District in our loft space above the warehouse. We'd like to show you the 21 pieces in our Borrowdale collection for autumn 2018. These pieces have all been designed in our new yarn called Lore. Let's have a look. Well, I've wanted a classic woolen spun yarn in the collection for many years, and Lore is the result of 2 years of searching for the right fiber and the right mill to produce this beautiful classic heathered woolen spun yarn, the kind of yarns you'd find from times past. Now, why did we call it Lore? Well, that was inspired by an afternoon that I spent taking apart this old sweater and reassembling it. It was something I had knitted in the 80s, and I really wanted to modernize it and suit my current style. But in the process of doing that, I remembered the things that were going on in my life at the time. I remembered, first of all, the person who I had originally bought the yarn for, and then I remembered the reasons why I decided to knit something for myself instead. And then I remembered the friend who told me definitely not to knit all those baubles that the pattern called for, which was something I did anyway. Turned out beautiful. But it got me thinking about the fact that knitting is a way that we can tell the stories of our lives, and I just knew that I wanted the name of this yarn to reflect that. And so after several iterations, we settled on the name Lore. It just really resonated. Well, when coming up with the idea for the Borrowdale collection, I drew inspiration for a quote that I've tried to live my life by, which is, "Adventure is worthwhile." And when I was younger, adventures used to mean travel to far off places, but nowadays it's more about finding the adventure in everyday life. So when doing the brief, the design brief for the collection, I wanted to make sure that there were practical, wearable, everyday knits, and that's what the designers delivered on. There are 16 garments in the collection, and they've been graded for 6 sizes. We also have 2 hats, a pair of mitts, 2 shawls, and a cowl. And I'd like to show you one right now. So let's get started. I'm going to put on a Hovera cardigan, which was designed by the adorable Annie Lupton of the Boho Chic Fibre Company. And this is knit in the shade that we call Comfort. And it's knit in one piece from the bottom up until you get to the underarms. You then split and you work the pieces separately up to the shoulders. You join the shoulders and then you pick up stitches around the sleeve opening, and then you knit the sleeves down in the round. And the main feature of this is the really pretty berry cable pattern and baubles. And we also have it in another colorway that I'd like to show you, which is right here in the Happiness colorway. Now Rebecca is wearing Bowder Stone, which was designed by Farrell. And it's a beautiful all-over cable pattern on this waistcoat. It's worked in pieces from the bottom up. There's an option to have a buttonhole at the top or just leave it open. And it takes between 4 and 7 hanks to knit this. We have it here in another colorway. This is in the shade called Gentle. The original was in the shade Stable. And then I'm wearing it here in the navy, which is called Reliable. Now Beth is wearing Hodgsons Joy, designed by Hatton. This pretty cardie features bands of textured stitches, and it's worked in one piece from the bottom of the hem up to the armholes, and then it's separated. The sleeves are worked in the round from bottom up, and then they're set into the armholes. It takes between 4 and 7 hanks to make this. We have a sample here in the Happiness colorway. And I think there's a lot of options for wearing a cardie, Maggie, aren't there? Let us...
Yeah, when we started on the Borrowdale shoot, we did it with a maxi dress, a pretty flowery maxi dress, and it looked lovely. But it also looks really sweet on Beth with her baggy chinos and striped shirt. So she makes it look a bit more workaday, so it could be grounded in its look, so it's a great option. And also maybe the yellow with a nice denim dress.
Oh, yeah, that would be great. Yeah, fantastic. Thanks, Beth. Now this is Brandelhow, designed by Natasja Hornby. It's a pullover that's quite a modern take on the fisherman's sweater with these panels of mock cables and a broken rib stitch. It's worked from the top down using short rows to shape the shoulders and neckline. And it takes between 4 and 7 hanks across the 6 sizes. This sample is in the lovely saturated deep green that we're calling Earthy. What ideas do you have, Maggie, for styling this one?
I think it looks great with the jeans or cords. It would look really good, perfect winter sweater. The thing that makes it a bit more contemporary is the wider neck.
Yeah.
This means you can put a shirt under it, you make it smarter. Or also it's really flattering on all shapes and sizes. That
I agree.
So, yeah, it looks really good.
Thanks, Rebecca. Now Hannah's wearing Knott's View, designed by Janne Kleivset. It's a really nice cowl that's been crocheted. It's the only crochet piece in the collection. It's crocheted in the round in one piece. There's a color change every other stitch, and it's reversible. Being a crochet piece, this cowl would be great to help block out the cold and wind because it's a nice sturdy fabric. Maggie, we styled this a little differently in the collection, in the photo shoot, didn't we?
Yeah, on the photograph you'll see it as a headband. I think because the crochet makes such a lovely solid fabric, it was very sculptural, and you can make a nice big headband out of it, and it looked really cool. But it's so warm and snuggly to wear as a cowl, you know, that it's a great piece.
Yeah.
Great for keeping you warm.
Thanks, Hannah. Now Hannah's wearing Galleny Force, which was designed by Marie Greene, and many of you know Marie and love her design. She's on Instagram at Olive Knits. Now it's a wide neck pullover that features a beautiful asymmetric twisted stitch panel and reverse stocking stitch panels down the sleeves. It takes between 5 and 7 hanks across all the sizes. I'm wearing it here in this happiness shade. And this is the next size up. Hannah's wearing the 2nd size, I'm wearing the 3rd size, and we would probably wear about the same size anyway, but it obviously gives it a different look and oversized on me and a more neater finish on, on Hannah. Maggie, what about styling this piece?
Well,
what ideas do you have?
It's got good options. I mean, I just love the way the character changes with the colour.
Yeah.
As every colourway comes in, it's great. And then the neckline's really versatile. So, you know, it looks great with what you have on. It could be a work shirt or a turtleneck and it would change completely.
Yeah.
So, it's really good.
Fantastic. Thanks, Hannah. Now Hannah is wearing Millican, which was designed by Marie-Amelie Benedetto. And this pullover is inspired by your favorite sweatshirt. It features the curved short row hem, a drawstring funnel neck, and simple texture panels in the front and back and then along the sleeves. The body is knit in pieces from the bottom up, and it takes between 5 and 7 hanks across all sizes. I think we have an additional colorway here to show you. This is it knit in the beautiful moss green that we call Earthy. And Maggie, what about some styling ideas for wearing this?
It's funny how the character changes dramatically with the colour, but it's a very contemporary design. And I thought it was really suited to the, you know, modern sort of athleisure look. So you could go from work to work out by putting joggers with it, or, you know, wearing smart pants for work. It looked really good.
Now Hannah's wearing Dove Cottage that was designed by Wright. And it's a drop shoulder pullover with a funnel neck and a band of color work on the bottom edge and the sleeves. It's knit in pieces from the bottom up, and then it's seamed to finish. It takes between 4 to 6 hanks of the main color and 1 to 2 of the contrasting color. And we have a special treat for you because the same designer also did a hat using this same pattern. It's called High Raise. And it's a simple hat shape that makes a great project for stranded knitting work for beginners who just have started to learn color work. It's knitted in the round from the brim to the pom-pom, which is added for decoration, and it takes 1 hank of each of colors, and you could get 2 hats out of this using the reverse color.
This is gorgeous, this hat.
It really is. It looks fantastic on Hannah. What about styling this, Maggie?
Well, it's so cute, isn't it? I mean, I think it looks cute as an ensemble like that, but I imagined it because it's nice and boxy, and I thought it would be great with a little skirt. Either a girly skirt or a little tweed skirt and brogues or something like that for work. Yeah. But it's great for the outdoors as well. Yeah. A little hat.
Everyday adventures.
Everyday adventures, exactly.
Fantastic. Thanks, Hannah. Now this is Hazel Bank, and the designer is Marie-Amelie Madignier. The sweater has an all-over rib pattern that's broken up by these interesting side panels. It's knit in the round from the top down using the contiguous set-in sleeve method, and if you're not familiar with that method, we'll be posting a tutorial on how that works, so look for that. At the very end, the neckband is picked up and worked in the rib around the collar. It takes between 5 and 7 hanks to make it across all 6 sizes. And we have another colorway here to show.
Yes, it's in blue. It looks really beautiful in blue. It's a lovely long length, this sweater. Very contemporary and a bit of an athleisure look. So you could have it over leggings or jeans, or joggers even. But then I thought it might work over a slim pencil skirt and look really smart. So it's a sort of go anywhere jumper really.
Yeah. And it's a nice colour, isn't it?
Yeah, beautiful colour, the blue.
The name of this colour is called Calm. And Rebecca looks very calm in this one. Thanks, Rebecca. Now Rebecca's wearing Langstrath. This is designed by Amanda Jones, and it's a colorwork sweater with a beautiful flower pattern across the yoke, and then the colorwork continues down the sleeves, which is a bit unusual, and then there's the corrugated rib on the neckline and the cuffs in the bottom with I-cord bind-offs. It takes between 4 and 7 hanks of the main color and 1 to 2 of the 2 contrasting colors. And of course I'm wearing it here in this brown shade with pink and camel colored accents. Maggie, what are some of the options for wearing these traditional yoke sweaters?
Well, they're just really perfect as a winter staple for your holidays when it's cool. And I think it goes with anything, an evening skirt or a lovely pair of velvet trousers. And it's just so popular with knitters at the moment. It's just a classic that's stood the test of time.
And next we have L'Odor, designed by Bérengère Caillot. This pullover is knitted seamlessly from the bottom up and features traveling cables. The body's separated at the armholes and completed flat with the sleeves picked up at the armholes and knitted in the round down to the cuffs. It takes between 4 and 8 hanks of lore.
Yeah, you did this one in an oversize as well, didn't you, as a sample? And we chose this neat size on Beth because it looks quite cute with the baggy pants. She rocks those really well.
Yeah.
It's equally good with a classic sort of skirt or trouser for work. It's quite a tailored look really. I think it's the sharp stripes and diamond shapes on it that make it look so smart. And it's a lovely design.
Oh, I agree. Yeah. Thanks, Beth. And next we have Greenup Gill, which is designed by Sarah Hatton. Now this cozy cardie is worked flat and then it's seamed to finish. It features a simple slip stitch stripe pattern, this nice wide ribbing on the bottom. Pocket linings are made and added to the bottom rib, and the collar is picked up along the front and all worked in one piece. It takes between 5 and 7 hanks of the main color and 1 to 2 hanks of the contrasting color. One of our beta knitters has knitted this in the pink shade of Lore called Gentle, and she used the gray for the slip stitch stripes. The gray shade is called Mystery, and it just looks stunning. You can see it on Instagram right now called on the hashtag the Fibre Co Lore. It just looks so cozy, Maggie. It looks great on you. Yeah. How does it feel?
Really relaxed, yeah, really lovely style, a really relaxed style, like a boyfriend type cardigan.
Oh,
yeah. You can just wrap yourself in and keep warm. Yeah. It's really beautiful.
Cozy by the fire in winter.
Yeah, definitely. I love the pockets.
Now Beth is wearing Deep Moss Pot, designed by Carrie Helena Runna. And this sweater is knit from the top down, and it uses a mock cable and rib stitch across the yoke. It takes just 4 to 6 hanks to make across all 6 sizes. And to me, this is an example of a garment that shows just how versatile Lore can be. In creating garments that can be worn so many different ways. What do you think, Maggie?
Well, I think it's really glamorous actually.
I think so too, yeah.
It looks really sophisticated on Beth with her baggy pants, and she could even put fancy evening skirts on with it and look great, you know, for a night out. It really just looks sophisticated. And when we shot it in Borrowdale, it was all very outdoorsy, but how different it looks, you know, just even today. Just with her smart pants. A good modern design, I think. Really
it's a perfect colour for you too, Beth.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look fab. Thank you. Now Rebecca is wearing Stonethwaite. It's been designed by Linda Marveng, and it's a richly cabled sweater featuring lattice cable stitch down the front, back, and also down the arms. It is knitted in pieces from the bottom up and then seamed. It takes between 5 and 9 hanks across the 6 sizes. We also have it in our happiness color. We have a lot of samples in this happiness color. Maggie, how would you style this one?
Well, it looks great in texture and length. It's so sculptural, the front panel is beautiful. And it's got such a traditional feel to it that it would work with a kilt. I thought a mini kilt or even a long pleated skirt, flowing skirt. But it's quite sophisticated really, and I think it could grace a catwalk. It could go from jeans to something really, really quite smart. It's lovely.
It's elegant, isn't it?
It is elegant.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Thanks, Rebecca. Now next up is Janne. This is designed by Kirsten Bedigan, and it's a triangular shawl that uses bands of texture. The designer told us that she was inspired by the slate roofs that you find all over Cumbria. And it's a reversible pattern that achieves the shaping by very simple increases, so it makes it the type of project that even a knitter with just basic skills could take on. It's worked from the top down, and then it's finished with a garter stitch border. It only takes 3 hanks to make this shawl. We've had samples knit in multiple colorways. I'm wearing it in the brown, and Beth is wearing it in the navy. And we're all wearing them in different ways, so this is a really flexible type of shape for a shawl, and many choices for how you wear it. Now next up we have Honister. The designer is Agata Maskiewicz, and it's a simple, elegant shawl. It's worked in just 1 piece from the very tip of the border, clear across to the other side. It only takes 3 hanks to make this one. Beth is wearing it in the colorway that we call Heaven. I have it here in this gentle colorway. Maggie's wearing it in Happiness, and we've also got a sample knit up in this blue that we call Calm.
These are beautiful colourways, and there's a colourway to suit every different complexion, from fair right through to deeper skin colour. They're beautiful colours.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Now Hannah's wearing Blea Rock, which was designed by Becky Baker, who's also the design manager for the Fibre Company. And this pullover is worked in pieces from the bottom up, and then it's seamed to finish. The smocking stitch looks really elaborate, but it's one of those stitch patterns that quickly becomes rhythmic and fun to do. It takes between 5 and 7 hanks. The sample is knit in the lovely brown shade that we call Comfort. Could we have a close-up of the fabric so you can see just how deep that color can be? Maggie, we had a fun time styling this one for the shoot. What ideas do you have? And tell us more about what we did on the shoot and what other ideas we could for styling this piece.
It was on the quad, wasn't it? And it is a really, it's got a tough look about it, and that worked well, but it's such a striking shape and such a lovely pattern that it looks really dramatic if it's in a more urban environment. And I thought maybe crop pants, flared, really, spot-on boots, big chunky boots, or maybe a big oversized coat, something where you go into work but it's freezing cold, and it would look fantastic. Oh. It looks great on Hannah.
It does, it looks great on Hannah. Yeah. Thank you, Hannah. And now we have the 2 final pieces to show you in the collection. The first one is this Chapelfield hat that Rebecca is wearing, I'm wearing, and Maggie's wearing. It's a classic unisex fitted beanie with a mock cable and twisted rib stitch. The pattern has been written for 3 sizes. You can get 2 hats from 1 hank, the medium and the small. And the second piece we wanted to show you here are these Esk-House mitts. The Esk-House mitts are designed by Agata Maskiewicz, and it has this really nice double moss stitch and cable down the sides. 1 hank will make the pair. And we've got it here in lots of colors to show you.